Hey everybody, it's Maureen and I am back today with my Ask Me Anything segment, and I am sorry that this was a little bit late, but obviously if you watched the last video then you know that a lot of things have been happening around here lately, and for all of that I am extremely grateful, but I did want to get this video out to you all as soon as possible. So I apologize if I sound a little different. I'm going through a cold or sore throat, something. I don't know. It's feeling froggy, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into these questions that you all submitted through the community tab, through other videos, and even some from Instagram itself. So let's start with question number 1. So this was a question that I got on Instagram, and the person asked me, how do I measure myself? So let's cut to me standing up and let's get into it. So this is something that I would actually do in front of my mirror right there, but because I want to show you guys on camera, let's go ahead and get started. So I have your standard measuring tape here, and that goes all the way up to 60 inches. And the first thing I always want to consider is my undergarments. So if I know that I'm going to be wearing a strapless bra or something with an underwire, I would normally put that on. And then I would also obviously wear like a pair of leggings or something to go with that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to measure my bust at the fullest point, and I'll even turn to the side so you guys can see that I am doing it at the fullest point. And according to this tape, it says my fullest point is around 44.5. Now, normally I may do this with, like I said, just the bra on or just the undergarments and not necessarily a t-shirt, because you'd be very surprised how much that would make a difference, especially if you have something that kind of lifts you up or something that is a minimizer. It will make a tremendous difference for you. So the second thing that I consider is my waist, which is going to be the smallest part of my stomach area, and it's usually in your belly button area right here. I'll spare you all a sight of my belly button, and you're going to measure it around the belly button, and just like that, that is going to be your waist measurement. Now, I did just eat dinner, so don't judge me. Okay, then for the final one is going to be your waist. No, I'm sorry, your hips. So your hips are going to be at your widest point. So make sure you're standing with your feet together and at your widest point. So at the widest part of your bum, make sure that it's perpendicular with everything. So you don't want it up here, you don't want it down there. You want it to run like straight across in alignment with everything. The fullest part of your hips, feet standing together. And for me, that is a 44. So if we want to get in depth about what that means, so my top was a 44. My bottom was, or my hips were 44, and my waist was a 39, but I averaged between a 36 and a 37. I did tell you guys I just had dinner. So if I was to look at a pattern envelope or something like that, I would base my garment measurements off of that and then find where I would fall within the finished garment measurements. So I hope this helps you. So the next question is, what are the 3 most important or helpful tips you can give to an amateur sewist? So I would say 1, definitely make sure that you are aware of your measurements. I just showed you all how I measure myself, and that's usually the standard way to measure yourself. I would also say too, like, work within your bandwidth, choose a pattern that's going to be easy for you. I recommend, if you're an amateur sewist, maybe you don't work on patterns that have closures right away. Elastic bands around like the neckline or around the waistline are perfect for an amateur sewist. And then I would also recommend working with quilted wovens. And I know that sounds like too amateur, but quilting fabric is actually very agreeable when it comes to sewing and when it comes to cutting and whatnot. And so I always recommend that to someone who considers themselves to be a beginner. So this question is a little more specific. Is there a trick to adding tulle just to the skirt part of a dress, and also do you hem it? So I would need a little bit more information about this, but if I am thinking along the lines of whoever wrote this, I'm assuming that maybe you're thinking of like adding tulle for a petticoat, and I would think that you would have to create a slip and add the tulle to the slip, and then there wouldn't necessarily be a way to hem it because tulle is something that doesn't snag, and you can kind of either do like a bias finish or like a trim finish, or you can just leave it bare if you wanted to do it that way. Question number 4. What is your most loved dress pattern and favorite t-shirt pattern, woven or knit? Ooh, that's a good one. So I can tell you that my favorite t-shirt pattern is the Lou box top, and that you can make in a woven or a knit, and that is by Sew DIY. I bought it maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I have made several versions of the Lou box top, and I'm trying to figure out where those might be right now. Maybe I need to make another one, but I really enjoyed that pattern because it made making t-shirts not complicated. Like there wasn't like a mathematical equation for like the neckband. It just wasn't too hard, and I thought it was honestly perfect. And there were a couple of different hacks you can do with it as well. Dress patterns, I have a couple. There's a McCall's pattern. I'm gonna put the picture up because I can't think of what it is right now, but I love this pattern, and I have made one version of this, but it lives rent-free in my head because one, it was incredibly easy to put together. It has button downs. It's an A-line with like all of these like seams, and you can either do straps. I'm sorry, y'all, my dog is crying. Let me go see what he needs. Okay, so I already went and walked the dog. So what I was saying was the dress pattern that I'm talking about, it's got like a sweetheart neckline. You could either do straps or sleeves, and the sleeves could be long sleeve or like a bell sleeve to like, I believe, the wrist. And it is a button down, but it's like a A-line bell curve type dress. It's a McCall's pattern. I'll put the picture up, and I've made it once, but I would love to do it again because I think it is just absolutely flattering, very easy, and just extremely complimentary, and I feel totally confident in it. And I realize that a lot of women who have made this, they've made it a few times as well, so it is one of those patterns that is a repeat, or a me made on repeat, if you will. So this question says, how do I make a lining in a pattern that requires it? So if the pattern requires the lining, there will be like complementary pieces that should come with it. Now, if the lining is literally a mirror of the outer pieces, it'll say cut 2 of outer, cut 2 of lining, or cut 1 of lining, cut 1 of outer. Now, if you're looking to make lining pieces for a pattern that doesn't require it, you can, and I've seen a couple people do this, you can trace the outer piece and then cut it down to like a scant 1/8 of an inch or whatever. So that way when you're folding it, or when you're sewing it, excuse me, it'll fold under a lot nicer than if it was like the exact mirror image of the outer piece. What patterns do you suggest for women in their mid-60s and above? Wow. I don't know if I would categorize it like specifically by an age, but I think Vogue patterns are actually really nice. Every once in a while they go on sale at Joann's for like $5.99. or if there's something that's out of print, you can always find it on Etsy. And I will say that Style Arc, now let me put an asterisk beside this. Style Arc has some very nice patterns for women of all ages. I've seen a lot of their models that are of a more mature age, but I will say that you most definitely have to know how to sew and almost read between the lines with their instructions in order to make their patterns. I made a blazer pattern one time with one of their patterns, and it took me like maybe a month or two to complete that. And I will say that the pattern instructions was like one sheet of paper, so you've been warned. I will also say Butterick also has some nice patterns as well. Butterick kind of goes on sale the same cadence as the Vogue patterns will go on sale. Okay, so this is a question about my shop. Someone said, I would love to purchase your beautiful weights, but I don't shop Etsy. Is there another way to purchase? So at this point, because I want to be able to manage my inventory and maintain kind of like a manageable level of making things, because I actually hand make every single pattern weight for every single order. It is solely on Etsy right now, but that does not mean that it can't expand later. So stay tuned. Oh, so someone said, this is a hair question. So someone said, what products do you use in your hair? It's always so cute. So one, thank you so much. Let me go grab some hair products and I will show you what I use on my hair. So I'll be honest with you, I am someone that I don't think a price point makes something better or worse. And so I have some high-low products. So this is my shampoo. It's the Suave Almond Shea Butter Moisturizing. When I tell you this is the shampoo, this is the only shampoo. And one of my best friends, Alexis, who I went to Toronto with, her and I, we use the same exact one. This is the one shampoo that will not make my hair feel like a broomstick. I promise you. Like when they say moisturizing, like I still feel like there is some natural moisture in my hair when I'm done washing it, and yet it's still clean. So I probably should have started with this one first. So I actually use, this is African Pride Moisture Miracle Aloe and Coconut Water, and this is a detangle and condition pre-shampoo. So like for all the natural girls, you know that there is a pre-poo process. And so I pretty much apply this to my hair like full on, put on a shower cap, let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, let my hair detangle, because I get a lot of tangles like at the nape of my neck sometimes, and I think it's just from like the rubbing on my shoulders. And so I use this and then I go in with the shampoo. I rinse it out and then I go in with the shampoo. Once I am done shampooing, this is my conditioner. I'll be very honest with you. This is a very, very expensive hair mask, in my opinion. This is $38 for an 8-ounce jar. But I love the way it makes my hair feel. And I think the way you pronounce this company is like Way. It's O-A-U-I. So like all the vowels. I don't know. And I use the thick hair one, and this is a treatment mask. So I wash my hair about once a week. I actually use this on my hair once a week, and I use this very generously throughout my hair, root to tip. And I will put a shower cap on, rinse myself off, go about my day, maybe an hour or two, and then I'll rinse this out, and my hair feels amazing, like brand new. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know this is like my new favorite thing. I apparently am pretty late to the party, but this is the Do Mousse Stuff. So when you guys see me with like my curly fro and it's like a wash and go style, this is what I use. So I do not use, when I use this mousse, I do not use any leave-in, any additional gel, or no sort of curling cream. I just apply this mousse, again, from root to tip. And I go in with a blow dryer and I blow dry my hair. And this lasts me like 7 days. Like, I usually am up to 7-day wash and go hair with this stuff right here. And this is about $14 at Target. And I do want to say, I am not affiliated with any of those products. This is not a paid post, but I do often get a lot of compliments about my hair, and so I did want to let you all know what I use for the girlies that wanted to know. And thank you, because it is a journey if you know. Okay, so this last question is, do you have a job outside of YouTube? And that is why I wanted to do the sewing chat video before this video, because yes, I do have a job outside of YouTube. So not only do I have my Etsy shop, do I have YouTube and my personal content, or you know, my brand content that I have on my blogs and whatnot, but I also am a social media intern working part-time with Design Group. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. If you have anything else that you want to ask me, go ahead and put those in the comments, and I may do another video like this, or I may just answer in the comments. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.